Light night last night, Charlotte, in the association. Only 2 games. I was at one of them.
Only 2 games.
I was at one of them. It was Heat.
You were at Thunder's Warriors.
No, yeah. I wish. No, Thunder. I was at Heat Nets, where I've seen the Heat and the Nets now about 7 billion times in this young season already. But
yeah, I feel like they play every other day.
Yeah,
Does that feel accurate?
And I feel like I go to the game every other day. That's the other part. So, right. But it was a fun contest. The Miami Heat defeated the Nets 122-115 on the Culture Court with the Heat Culture jerseys on, Charlotte. You like that look?
I mean, well, sure. I feel like if they had lost, though, in the Culture jerseys on the Culture Court, that sparked some hard conversations. I mean, that I'm very glad that it went well for them, because otherwise that marketing team is going to be like, oh, God, maybe it's not working.
Maybe we can't convince people that we can just will ourselves to victory. They did that last night, though.
Right?
They did it last night. No Tyler Hero, 36 points from Jimmy Butler. He scored 18 in the third quarter. He looked unstoppable. There's a point where I texted my buddies, "Oh, Jimmy smells blood," when he was just hunting. And a nice 26-piece from Duncan Robinson, including the most glorious up and under move. I didn't even know he had that in his bag. Charlotte, I literally texted Jeremy Taché. I said, I broke character in the press box. Because when he did that move, I went, what? Like, I literally put my hands on my head and sat back, and my eyes flew wide open. And then I realized, Amin, you're in public. You can't be acting like this. And then I recomposed myself.
The amount of times that I have been admonished in the press box would surprise nobody. So
I mean, you can't wear a Larry Bird power forward T-shirt to the press box.
Well, I didn't do that. I did fist pump under the table, I thought, when the Red Sox beat the Yankees, but it was actually in plain sight.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, with the Duncan Robinson thing, I know that he frustrates you, or he has frustrated you in the past. Did he frustrate you last night, or did you feel like this was a breakthrough of sorts?
Well, I hesitate to call anything a breakthrough, because you could go back to doing the same thing the next night. But no, he's been consistently aggressive, if not always efficient. I know he's had some stinkers or shooting nights, but to me, it's always been Duncan Robinson. You have to come out there acting like you're a threat. You can't be hemming and hawing, and he's been guilty of that in the past. And last night, and so far this season, I think he hasn't been. He's been more aggressive, especially since he's been inserted into the starting lineup. Last night, he was aggressively looking for a shot, and then when he made a couple and the defense has to react and close out, he put it on the floor. That up and under layup wasn't the only drive he had to the basket. He had a couple of those. And even Jimmy Butler talked about he's starting to look for the lob pass and little different things there. So that's all I'm looking for, is for him to be aggressive. Good shooting night, bad shooting night. That's kind of almost irrelevant, because I think he's a great shooter. He's going to figure it out one way or another. The big conversation is Tyler Hero. Another game missed, another win for the Heat. That's 7 in a row now. I think Tyler was only there for the first 2 of those. And people say, oh, does that mean they're better without him? And I still go back to, this team is a bottom third offense and bottom third in half-court offense. There's no way you can tell me that someone who is gifted at putting the ball in the basket is unneeded or unnecessary to your plight.
Right. 100%. Also, shout out NESCAC's own Duncan Robinson. That's a reference that maybe, 3% of America will understand.
3%? You think 3% of America know where that is? I think you live in a bubble.
No, point 3?
Yeah, something like 0.03.
0.03?
Yeah.
All right, moving on, to Thunder Warriors. There were a lot of guys who had double digits for the Warriors, but it just was not enough, and the Thunder won. Yeah,
we should point out Draymond Green obviously serving his suspension, first game of a 5-game suspension. Steph Curry also out with knee injury. So this wasn't exactly your uncle's or your grandpa's Warriors. This is the baby Warriors.
Your grandpa's Warriors. Do you think you could name the 7 players who had points in the double digits last night for the Warriors?
They had 7 in double digits?
7 in double digits. It was 128-109 loss, and they had 7 players.
Okay. All right, let me get the easy ones out first. Klay Thompson?
No.
No Klay Thompson? Okay. Andrew Wiggins?
Yes.
Kevon Looney?
Yes.
Chris Paul?
Yes.
All right. Those are the easy ones. Okay, now we get...
You're like, who else is on the Warriors?
Kuminga? Because Draymond didn't play, so he had to do a bunch. Moody?
Yes.
Dario Saric?
Yes.
And I'm missing one. It's not Dale Davis's son, not Trace Jackson Davis or Davis Jackson, whatever his name is. I call him Dale Davis Jr. Him? No?
No.
Is it the little white point guard with a suspiciously Polish-sounding name, but I think he's like from Delaware or something like that? Is it him?
Yeah. What's his name?
I keep calling him Joe Poznansky, but I know that's not his name.
Yeah, it's Pajemski.
Pajemski. I was close. I know it's that.
Brandon Pajemski. Is he the one who said that he was like the spare tire for the Warriors?
He said that about himself?
Someone said that about spare tire Warriors. Let's see what the Google.
I'll tell you. Like,
yeah. He said that in the press conference after the Draymond Rudy fight, he was like, I just see myself as a spare tire for the team. Like Klay was out, so I had to come in. And meanwhile, he has a sweatband on and like a black eye for some reason. And you're just like, does this guy rule? Like, is this the greatest? Like, no. I just love the idea of someone knowing their role, being like, I know I'm not a star. I know that I'm sort of lucky to be here, so I'm just going to do whatever you need.
He's playing for the Warriors. Like that's a little easier, unless your name is Kelly Oubre, to show up and just accept that, like, hey, I'm just one of the guys. But I do like that Brandon.
You would think, but men's egos.
Brandon Pajemski, I like is that he's inherited the mantle from Dante DiVincenzo for name that sounds like you're a European import, but not really from like down the way. So, congratulations,
and it's always
Brandon.
Like the Mid-Atlantic.
What's up?
They're always from the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, somewhere in the Mid-Atlantic. Absolutely. Well, I like that Brandon has a very healthy self-view, but some people, Charlotte, need a little bit more. Can we do something for him?
You know what? I think we can. I think we should hype him up.
There we go. Hype me up next.